Yu-Gi-Oh! An incredibly complex card game with tens of thousands of cards. However, what if each set was separated from the rest of the massive card pool and your choices when building a deck were extremely limited? In this series, in order to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! From the ground up, I will be embarking on an adventure through the history of the card game with Jeexx. In each episode, we will have access to all the cards in a select product, and using only the cards in that product, both of us will build a deck before playing a best of 3 match to determine the winner of the episode. We will move in a chronological order in the series, and with each new episode, we will forget the cards of the past in order to experience something brand new. We hope you enjoyed this adventure through Yu-Gi-Oh! And its evolution with us. Welcome to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey. What is up, ladies and fellas, and welcome back to the historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning journey, and this time it's another structure deck episode. So this is going to be a very swift one since these are both archetypes that we have already seen with a little bit of a twist. So what we're doing today is Spellcaster's Command as well as Warrior Strike structure deck. Jeexx is going to be piloting the Warrior Strike and I'm going to be playing the Spellcaster's Command. So let's go over the Spellcaster's Command first, but these are very simple. They're basically like the Spellcaster Command is focused on the spellcasters, and the sort of sub-theme this time around is spell counters. So the boss monster of the deck, Endymion the Master Magician, can be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by removing 6 spell counters from a magical citadel of Endymion. It's a field spell that we'll cover in a little bit, and if summoned this way, you target a spell in your graveyard and add it to your hand, and then once per turn you can discard a spell to pop a card on the field. And it's 2700. But spell counters is going to be the main thing here. You have a lot of stuff that's not really great. You also have other stuff that just interacts with spells and is just overall good, like Summoner Monk, just old goodies like Old Vindictive, other flip stuff as well. Break of the Magical Warrior, Royal Magic Library, crystals here for thinning out your deck. I'm not going to talk about all of them, obviously. Magical Citadel of Endymion is the field spell, and each time a spell is activated, whether that's you or the opponent, you place a spell counter on this card when it resolves, and if a card with a spell counter is destroyed, you place all the spell counters it had on Endymion. And the once per turn, if you would activate a card or an effect by removing a spell counter or spell counters from a card you control, you can instead remove it from this. And if it would be destroyed, you can remove a spell counter from it instead. Then we obviously have a lot of spells here. Giant Trunade, Source of Revealing Light, Terraforming to find your Endymion, Book of Moon, Econ, a lot of pretty powerful spell cards, and then just a few traps, Branches in Circle, Pitch Black Power Stones, or Babel and Magic Cylinder probably being the best one, but it's a very like toolboxy spellcaster deck with the sub-theme of spell counters. And as for the Warrior Strike, the sub-theme is Gemini. So Phoenix Gearfried, the boss monster, 2800, a Gemini monster. So all Geminis, I don't know if we've covered these before, but basically Geminis are normal monsters face them on the field and in the grave. And when it's a normal monster on the field, you can normal summon it again to have it become an effect monster. So Phoenix Gearfried, if your opponent activates a spell card, you can target a Gemini monster in your grave to special summon the target, and then during either player's turn, when a spell or trap is activated to target a monster in the field, you can send a face-up equip card you control to negate the activation and destroy it. You just have a bunch of like powerful Gemini support here, like Featherizer. When it's destroyed by balance into graveyard, you send a Gemini monster from your deck to graveyard, and it replaces itself as well. Then you just have overall the good stuff, warrior stuff as well here. Marauding Captain, Exiled Force, DD Warrior, Lady, Card Trooper to fill your graveyard and serve as a pretty good beast stick, as well. Supervise, a very good equip as well. Silent Doom, MST, Rhoda obviously here. You have a lot of also like very powerful spell cards here, and also very good trap cards like Sakuretsu Armor and Birthright. Both are here as well. So putting a twist on like 2 archetypes that we've already seen, this is probably going to be pretty interesting because of it. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the set breakdown, and hopefully you enjoy the deck breakdowns next. And I will see you there now.
Okay, so Warrior Strike. This thing is honestly a lot more interesting than I was expecting it to be. Originally, I was thinking of doing some kind of warrior good stuff using, like for the most part, the basic warrior stuff, like DD Warrior, Exiled Force, Marauding Captain, Reinforcements, Warrior Lady, so on and so forth. But as I spent a bit longer looking at the Gemini cards and the like normal monster support in this, I realized that this is legitimately a like good strategy for this, like head to head against the Spellcaster's command deck. This is probably the best way to play. Mostly because the fact that Spellcaster's command has Endymion, and Endymion is big enough where nothing else I have can really deal with it outside, like, of course, Exiled Force and DD Warrior and DD Warrior Lady. But going 1-for-1 is not what I want to do. I don't want to keep racing against the Spellcaster deck on who has more valuable 1-for-1s. I want to make sure that I'm ahead. I want to go get ahead on every single interaction that we have. And if I can't get ahead of the Spellcaster deck on every single interaction we have, it's going to end up in a situation where odds are every time he summons Endymion, he's just going to get a big like spell from his graveyard. I think he has access to Giant Grenade. I think he has Dark Hold even. I don't know if he has Monster Born, but stuff like that. Like everything that he has that can just swing the game is bad for me if I can't like keep the thing that I solved the problem with on the board. Like if I get Gear Freed out and swing over Endymion, that's big value. If I summon Marauding Captain and get exiled, I use my reinforcement of the army to fetch my Exiled Force to summon Marauding Captain and summon Exiled Force and then sack Exiled Force. I have one Marauding Captain on the field. It doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything on his own. Even the weakest fucking monsters in his deck can run a Marauding Captain. So yeah, I don't think playing pure warrior good stuff is the way to go. That being said, I play Geminis, or I'm playing Geminis. Sorry. This card is as we've never really discussed this, but Gemini monsters are monsters that are treated as normal monsters while they're on the field or face up on the field or in the graveyard, and they have to be resummoned to gain their effects, which makes them really clunky, usually completely dog shit, and is just too slow for most things. But for this specific matchup, there are no power cards that can immediately like get rid of most of my Gemini monsters. Like there's no high attack 1.9k beat sticks that can deal with stuff like Evocator, Chevalier. There's Breaker, which basically Evocator, right? Yeah, Evocator. But that's one in like that's 3 out of 40, and everything else is just either defensive or just too weak. And even the 1.5k Blazing Butterfly is really good. And on top of this, these being treated as normal monsters is going to come up a bit later when we discuss the reanimation spells that we have. Card Trooper. Card Trooper is a card that we played in GX, like GX, and we both said that this card is a fucking trooper, because it is. It sets up graveyard, it's a 1.9k beat stick, and it pays itself back. When it dies, you draw a card. Like this thing is just so good in a deck that wants to thin out the deck, that wants to get cards in the graveyard. Like there are so many cards in here that I would like to have hit the graveyard so I can summon them easier. And then we have DD Warrior Lady. We've seen this card in like every single time that it's been playable. It just deals with a lot of stuff. Evocator Chevalier. You can send one. Oh wait, I should probably explain what Blazing Butterfly does with its effect too. You contribute this card, then target one Gemini monster in your graveyard, except Blazing Butterfly, and a special summon that target. And if you do, it becomes an effect monster and gains its effects. That's really good. This thing is a really good card. Like the biggest mishap of the deck is not being able to search for this, I'd say. But that's why we're going to mill it, and we want to use Silent Doom on it, and we want to resummon it after that, and then sack it for Gear Freed. So it's going to be cool. Then Evocator Chevalier is a worse version of Breaker. It's 1.8k beat stick by normal, or on its own, and you can send one face-up equip card you control to the graveyard and target one card your opponent controls and destroy that target. It's more versatile than Breaker when you get it going, but as you can probably tell, our main deck has 0 equip cards. He is here solely to be a beat stick. Now, if we were playing more equips, we could be playing like Phoenix Blade and Symbol's Dude in the main deck, but I chose not to. Then we have Featherizer. This is basically, this thing can make your entire game. If you summon this and you swing it into something, you get whatever Gemini monster. into the graveyard and you get to draw one card. This is a foolish burial on legs, and that makes it hard to use because it needs to get destroyed by battle, and the Spellcaster deck has a lot of effect removal. So yeah, this is gonna be a little harder to get use out of in this matchup, I think, also because of Royal Magical Library being so like prevalent. But if we do get this to hit, we can dump Blazewing, go into Silent Doom, resummon it, and do some shit with that, or dump Gearfried and then use Blazewing's effect to use, again. It's just really good. Like, legitimately, this is really good. This card is gonna be important, I believe. It's gonna be hard to use, but important. Future Samurai. This is the card that like is closer to Breaker than Evocator in my mind, because this deals with monsters, and like in terms of general versatility, I think this card is better than Evocator, because Evocator requires you to send equipped cards and play equipped cards, whereas Future Samurai says banish one monster from your graveyard and then destroy a face-up monster. Any, by the way, that can be like, for example, if Featherizer would be destroyable by card effect or battle to get its effect, that would be really good. Then Gemini Soldier. Gemini Soldier is a really, really good card. Like, legitimately. Like, this card is the thing that made me go like, hold the fuck up. I kind of want to play this. But as you can see, I'm only playing one of it because it's still a super small normal monster until you resummon it. Once per turn, if this card would be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. If this card battles, after damage calculation, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Gemini monster from your deck, except Gemini Soldier. Really good. Like, you summon this thing, you resummon it somehow by fucking sheer force of will, and you basically have access to any Gemini monster in your deck other than Gearfried. And considering that killing this thing 2 times with a deck that doesn't swarm is gonna be hard. Like, legitimately, I don't think that the Spellcaster deck is gonna be able to get rid of this thing unless I never contest them on board. So we'll see how this goes. One copy of Gemini Summoner. I just don't think this card is too worth playing at multiples. Like, it's really good, arguably. Like, once per turn during your opponent's end phase, you can pay 500 life points to normal summon or set one Gemini monster from your hand, or normal summon one face-up Gemini monster you control. The first time this card will be destroyed by battle each turn, it is not destroyed. Again, it's got the same argument as Gemini Soldier, which is that you can't really get rid of it. But unlike with Gemini Soldier, I don't think the payoff of your opponent not being able to get rid of it is as big. Because Gemini Soldier, on the first time it would not be destroyed, you can just special summon shit, you know? You just get to special summon shit from the deck when your opponent tries to kill it. Whereas with Gemini Summoner, if your opponent decides, I'm going to hit it twice, you don't get anything for it. It's a waste of space, basically. Marauding Captain. Marauding Captain is here because it can special summon literally every single card in my deck that isn't Gearfried from my hand. This card is too good. Like, Reinforcement into Marauding Captain with something like, I don't know, even Featherizer or even Card Trooper in my hand is just good. That's really good. Then we have Gearfried, the actual like key piece of the deck that will probably win me the game. It is a 2.8 thousand beat stick, which means that it's, I think, exactly 100, right? Yeah, exactly 100 bigger. There you go. It's exactly 100 attack points bigger than Endymion, which is the ace card or the big card of Spellcaster Command. It has the effect of if your opponent activates a spell card, surprisingly enough, that's also something that the Spellcaster's Command is going to do a lot. You can target one Gemini monster in your graveyard and special summon that target. During either player's turn, when a spell or trap card is activated that targets a monster on the field, you can send one face-up equipped card you control to the graveyard and negate the activation to destroy it. And then destroy it. And again, that's... What the fuck is that? I've never seen this card. Never seen this card. Holy shit. But yeah, that's not gonna happen. We don't have equipped cards, so forget about that. Now that first effect, though, special summoning Gemini monsters from the graveyard. Oh my fucking god, we got so many of these. Holy shit, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I think this card will like completely take over the game if it hits the board with its effect. Burden the Mighty. Burden the Mighty is a really, really annoying card, and I once upon a time, when I was starting out with my Yu-Gi-Oh gaming experience, my Yu-Gi-Oh duelist experience, my friend Clowning, he got a starter deck, I think, a starter deck that had Burden of the Mighty, and me not playing XYZ monsters at the time, or XZ monsters, XYZ. I'm gonna call them XYZ when we get to Z. By the way, fuck you. Uh, uh, I was not playing XYZ monsters at the time. I was just playing like dinosaurs. I was playing fucking Superconductor Tyranno, man. Holy shit, that's a level 8, 3.3 thousand attack beat stick. Oh my god. And then suddenly, Burn of the Mighty says, nah, buddy, you're a tiny little 2.5 thousand beat stick, and you're gonna lose to this tiny little Maelstrom or something, man. It was not fun. So, needless to say, I traded so many cards to him to get rid of this card and never play it myself. Yeah, I just basically spent money to get rid of a card that I didn't like. I did the same thing for him having Solemn Judgment, and yeah, it was not very fun. It was not very fun to play against this card. But yeah, after that, my gaming experience got a lot better. Okay, it was a worthwhile trade. I don't even remember what the fuck I traded. It was a lot though. It was like a full deck almost. But yeah, this thing reduces all of your opponent's face-up monsters' attack by 100 times their level, which is pretty big. Like for my deck, if this hit the board, that would be like devastating because that would completely screw over my plan of getting rid of Endymion. But this also makes it possible for other cards to get rid of Endymion. Like I think Endymion is level 7, right? It's not level 8. Yeah, it's level 7. So it's barely too big to be traded into by Card Trooper. But if you like that would have been sick. I think they can take that into account. But yeah. This thing is going to be really handy too. MST, we know what that does. Rhoda, we know what this does. Silent Doom, target one normal monster in graveyard and special summon it in face-up defense position, but cannot attack. And, well, needless to say that this thing is going to be useful for all the normal monsters that we have in the deck, that being every single Gemini monster. We have Supervise, equip only to a Gemini monster, becomes an effect monster and gains its effects. If this face-up card is sent from your field to the graveyard, and target one normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. If the card that this is equipped to gets destroyed, you get to resummon the card that this was equipped to. So if you equip this on Gear Freed, your opponent has to deal with Gear Freed twice. That's good. By the way, this is legitimately good. Swing of Memories. Swing of Memories is the effect of target one normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it, but destroy it during the end phase of this turn. That's, again, a really good card. Like, this card allows me to summon Blazewing Butterfly, resummon Blazewing Butterfly, sack it to summon another Gemini monster as an effect monster from my graveyard. Really good. Birthright, when I activate this card by targeting one normal monster in graveyard and special summon that target in attack position, when this card leaves the field, destroy that monster. When that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. Again, normal monster, reanimation, really good. Just to break, when your opponent declares an attack on your normal monster, destroy all monsters on the field except attack position normal monsters. I don't think I need to explain why this is also good. But basically, he's gonna be attacking with Endymion into basically anything, and I have a dozen normal monsters in here. It's just gonna work out. It's just gonna work out, okay, guys? It just works. Another reanimation spell or trap for normal monsters. Side deck has DD Warrior, again, DD Warrior Lady, but worse. Exiled Force, tribute to destroy a monster. 2 more Gemini Soldiers in case I feel like I can't keep it on the field, and then I'll probably get rid of Future Samurai and maybe something else. Phoenix Blade, if I feel like I want to start having more negation or like spot removal, I will probably put in Symbols of Duty and Phoenix Blade. MST, Silent Doom, Swing of Memory, Symbols of Duty. Send one normal monster you control to the graveyard, and then target one monster in either player's graveyard and special summon it. If you do, equip this card to it. When this card leaves the field, destroy the equipped monster. This card could be really good and turn the game around if I feel like in game 2 or 3 that I need to have something like this to get rid of maybe even Endymion. Because I might not be able to get rid of Endymion through other means, because I don't remember if Spellcaster Command has Monster Reborn, but yeah. Dark Bribe to negate spells or traps. But this thing is probably not a good idea to be played because odds are they're just going to be able to gain their spells back and just use them again. And that's not gonna be good to go basically 1 to 2. He's gonna gain 1, whereas I'm gonna lose 1. So it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. Trust me. Gemini Trap Hole acted only when a Gemini monster that is treated as an effective monster destroyed by battle. Destroy all monsters your opponent controls. This could work really well with Supervise, but I can't see like it turning out very positively, because I would have to basically have already spent 2 normal summons or a Supervise to summon a card, and then have then use Gemini Trap Hole to get rid of maybe one monster. Odds are it's just gonna be Endymion or Breaker, and I don't think that's worth it. I don't think this is like something I want to main deck because of that. And then another Justy Break, because 3 copies of Justy Break is probably better than any copies of Gemini Trap Hole. But that about doesn't. I'm really confident in this deck, honestly. At first, when I originally started building this, I was a little hesitant. I knew that the Warriors were gonna be overall good, but I didn't think that the gear feed Gemini package was gonna be this interesting. And I hope it turns out well. But yeah, good luck with the games.
And welcome back, guys and gals, and this is the deck that we're going to be playing today. I don't know why I said I'll see you there and now. I'm still getting back to the groove of things, so sorry for that, but this is what we're going to be playing today. So I'm playing the Spellcaster's command, as I said, and let's do the card by card deck breakdown. So we're running 2 Endymion, the Master Magician. The reason for this is it's a 2 tribute monster, or we need 6 spell counters on our field spell, which are both like gonna take a lot of resources. So I don't think like running 3 of it is the play. Simultaneously though, since you can spell summon this with its own effect from your hand or your graveyard, as long as you get 1 into circulation, you can then go from there. You can basically just keep recurring it. So that's why I felt like 2 was the perfect amount, so we can see it when we can go to it and into it, and then we won't be hopefully breaking with multiple Endymions. Also, like, the reason why we want to see this is, as you'll see shortly, the one problem with this deck is that our win con is, well, we don't really have a win con edition. We don't really have like good beat sticks that we can just smack Jeexx with. He, like, even though he has a very slow like Gemini strategy, obviously having to summon things multiple times, it's still like the overall like stat values on the most of the monsters are just better. So it's gonna be, you know, pretty hard to combat that unless we have at least some beaters, which is why we have some decision in our side as well, but we'll cover those in a little bit. Also, 3 Apprentice Magician. If it's summoned, you target a face-up card on the field that you can place a spell counter on, place 1 spell counter on that target. We are never going to use this unless we're literally like 1 off from summoning Endymion maybe, but most of the time we will just be setting it, and when it's destroyed by battle, you can spell summon a level 2 or lower spellcaster monster from your deck in face down defense position. And the targets that we have for that can be another Apprentice Magician if we want just to get fodder for stuff like Endymion, or more likely Old Vindictive Magician being one of the 2, which is a very simple target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy the target on flip. So it's just a man-eater bug. And the other one being Crystal Seer, which on flip excavate the top 2 cards of your deck and then adds 1 of them to your hand and place the other to the bottom of the deck. This just helps us filter through our deck and helps us get to cards that we actually want to get to. So these are the 2 main targets that we have for Apprentice Magician. Then we have a Breaker the Magical Warrior. When normal summoned, or sorry, if it's normal summoned, you place a spell counter on it and it gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it, but it can only have 1. And then you can remove 1 spell counter from this card and then target a spell trap on the field to pop it. So Breaker is gonna be our best beater. We also have another beater in the side deck, both of them being 1900 when they need to be, but Breaker I feel like is better because it comes with a spell counter, and additionally like our ways of dealing with spell traps are actually not great, and the Warrior Shark actually has some like pretty decent background that I am a little bit worried about. So having this flexibility on Breaker I feel like is very good, because the like other way we have of dealing with spell traps is True Nade, which unfortunately we have Endymion set up with multiple spell counters would not be too, like, it would not be great for us. Final monster we have in the main deck is Royal Magical Library. It's a 2k wall. Each time a spell is activated, you place a spell counter on this card, and then you can remove 3 to draw a card. So if we can just like somehow have our handful of spells and we can just pop off with this, we can actually like draw multiple cards in one turn, especially with something like Endymion. But overall, it's just a 2k body, which actually is like very nice against Jeexx decks because the like a lot of the set profiles for the non-tribute, basically gear-freed monsters fall just short of 2000. Then for the spells, we are running 3 Magical Citadel of Endymion. This is our way of actually getting spell counters on the field and actually making use of our spell counters without having to use all of them. Like, for example, if we have something like Breaker, we can instead take a spell counter from Endymion to pop a spell, which then means that if Breaker stays on the field, we can use it multiple times, which is obviously very good. 2 Terraforming. I think 3 is too much, but we still want to definitely be getting to Endymion, so I think like 2 is a good amount. And also like even if we like don't really care about the other copies of Endymion after we have one, these are still going to get us spell activations for the Endymion, and then we can just use the Endymion that we find for a discard, for example for Endymion or another card that we have in our site. A single field barrier. I feel like Endymion is good enough that we really want it to stick on the field, and also field barrier just gives us a spell activation as well. This is one of the like cards that I'm not as sure about, but I still like feel like I wanted to play around with it. And just having access to stuff like MST then means that we want to find ways of protecting our Endymion before it gets the counters. But this is a card that we'll see if it stays in the deck for games 2 and 3. 2 Giant Trunade, I have the third one in the side deck as well. This is our only way of like actually dealing with spell traps apart from Endymion's own effect. But obviously, as we said, like Endymion hitting the field is not going to be too easy. So Giant Trunade is a way to offset that. And also if we are making a push if we get to a position where we can make a push for damage and Jeexx has a lot of back row, then at that point we would rather like use Trunade to bounce our Endymion that we would probably have back to hand, and then we can make the push. The biggest thing, however, why Trunade I still think is good here is because of Will Skip Fissure for now, a Source of Revealing Light. I would argue this is maybe the best card in our deck. Like this is definitely one of the best cards in our deck. So Jeexx obviously has spell trap removal. I mean, without it he would probably be very boned. But Swords just buys us 3 turns. In stuff like Endymion being able to be summoned from the graveyard and bouncing a spell off from our graveyard back to a hand, if we can keep recurring stuff like Swords, like Jeexx can't really do anything, and neither of us actually having extra decks means that like grindy games are like if you're just accruing monsters on the field, like you're not gonna pop off as like crazy as you would with something like access to synchros. So this is just like if we need to slow down the game, this is something that we can do. It's also an easy way to get spell counters. If we can keep recurring it, then we can also then keep Jeexx off our back. So I feel like Swords actually like gonna be the best card in our deck, like genuinely. And we skip Fissure, but Fissure basically are like just probably the best removal tool that we have access to. Additional one face monster your opponent controls that has the lowest attack on the field that your opponent controls, not hitting our monsters. As for other like removal tools, we have Book of Moon to target a face-up monster on the field to change to a face-down defense position. Enemy controller can essentially do the same thing since we're not really going to be negating effects. So we can change one of Jeexx's bigger things to defense position and maybe then beat over it that way. Or we can tribute a monster to target a face monster Jeexx controls and take control of it until the end phase. This can be useful for stealing something big like Gear Freed, maybe to make a push, or even like just taking one of his resources to maybe use with another monster we have for a tribute summon of Endymion. Also, just these are just like very flexible cards to get spell counters on Endymion as well. A single mage power, I don't really like. A lot of our cards are not going to be sticking on the field, which I don't feel like too good about. Mage Power, but we still have stuff like Field Barrier, we have Swords of Revealing Light, we hopefully will have Magical Citadel of Endymion most of the time, and then like maybe have something else set up. So just by having Endymion and Mage Power, we get 1,000 to our monster, which is very good, because that would mean that our 1900 beaters, a Breaker and Skilled Dark Magician, would actually barely be able to beat over Gearfried. And the big problem here is just like the breakpoints for attack being like not in our favor. Like Gearfried being 100 points more than Endymion is so unfortunate. So I feel like attack raising is going to be a decent. I was contemplating on having another one of these in the side, but like I said, like a lot of our spells are not going to be sticking on the field, and we don't have that many that we want to be setting anyway for our spells. So that's why I ended up going with just one, but hopefully it can come in handy still. And the last card in our main deck is 2 copies of Magic Cylinder, one of additional, the third copy of which I have in my side. So very simple. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict and burn your opponent equal to its attack. We've seen Magical Cylinder before. Basically, as I've said already, our base sticks aren't great. So actually, like if we manage to get like decent damage early on with something like Breaker, and then like a little bit later, like something like Gearfried would be swinging into us, being able to burn Jeexx for 2800 might actually be able to close out the game. And this can also be used to preserve our life total and protect our monsters as well. So it's just a very flexible card. Sorry, I'm taking a long time with this. I'll be fast with the side deck. As for the side deck, 3 Summoner Monk. This is basically to turn our spells into monsters. So if it's normal summoned, it's immediately changed to defense position. And once per turn, we can discard a spell to spell summon a level 4 monster from our deck, but it can't attack the turn. The problem with Summoner Monk, and the reason why I have it in my side deck and not main deck, is our payouts for this aren't great, because like Apprentice Magician, yeah, okay, you get the summon effect, but stuff like all the Vindictive and Crystals here, we'd always want in face down position as well. Summoning, using Summoner Mark to summon something else for a magical library isn't that great either. So it's basically like this can help us get into our beaters like Skilled Dark Magician or Breaker, but then even in that situation, we don't get to attack with them, because we can't make extra deck plays. Like if we had access to Xyz or a level 4 tuner with synchros, like this would be insane. This, like, Summoner Monk becomes incredibly good very quickly. Like it's a very good card, but just in the context of this episode, it doesn't really do much. But I still wanted to have it there just to talk about it and maybe to side into it if I feel like I want to. Skilled Dark Magician, this is the spell counters on this one don't matter. We are not running Dark Magician. It's 2500. The stat profile isn't enough to beat over Gearfried, so it's not really relevant even if it managed to come to fruition. Basically, it's just here as a 1900 beat stick, but as I explained, I think I value the pop effect Breaker has a little bit more. And then we have 2 Defender, the Magical Knight, 1600 attack and 2000 defense, so a pretty good stat profile. And on normal summon, you place a spell counter on it, and once per turn, if a spell counter monster in the field would be destroyed, you can remove a spell counter from your field for each of those monsters instead. So a Defender is something like if we feel like we need to protect something like Endymion or even Breaker, Defender could be nice for that. It's also a 2k wall, but I feel like Royal Magical Library, the effect is a little bit better as a 2k wall, so that's why Defender is in the side and Library is in the main deck. I already talked about Giant Runate and Magic Cylinder. So Magical Dimension is a quick play spell that if you control a Spellcaster monster, you can target a monster you control, tribute it, then you spell summon a Spellcaster monster from your hand, and then you can destroy one monster in the field. It's a decently good card, but the fact that you need to control a Spellcaster, have a Spellcaster in your hand, and you would like to replace the Spellcaster on the field with the one in your hand, and then you get to pop, is like makes it very conditional and kind of hard to use, which is why I have it in the side. But if we have something like a Apprentice Magician, something like a used of Crystal Seer, and we have Endymion in our hand, being able to summon Endymion off Magical Dimension, get a pop, get Endymion on the field would be absolutely insane. And finally, we have 2 Magician's Circle. When a Spellcaster monster declares an attack, each player spell summon a Spellcaster monster with 2000 or less attack from their deck in attack position. This is everything except for Endymion for us. And I think the Warrior Strike also had a Spellcaster or two, but they weren't like the greatest. And this is basically like if we want to push for damage, this could be nice. But we need to first see like if we can get that precision like consistently, and that's why I have it in the side deck. And that is it for the deck. Sorry, I talked a lot about everything, given that a lot of these cards we've actually already seen. Like I said, I'm still getting in the strive of things. I've been also, my brain has been full of Grand Blue lately. The fighting game, I'm really into that, so that's been a lot of fun. But I'm very excited to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Every week still, and it's something that I still very much look forward to. But we'll get back into the shred of things very soon, I promise you that. We just need a few weeks to get back into that after a month break. But hopefully you enjoyed the deck breakdowns, and hopefully you enjoyed the games as well, and I will see you all in the dueling zone next. What is up, ladies and lads, and welcome back to the Historic Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning Journey, and time for the first structure deck episode of 2024. So we're playing Spellcaster's Command as well as Warrior Strike, I think was the deck that you're playing, right?
Yes, I believe it is Warrior Strike.
So what is this, like the third time when we've had a Spellcaster focused versus a Warrior focused deck?
I feel like they might want you to like pit these two kinds of archetypes against each other, but I'm not entirely sure right now.
Yeah, historically it's definitely been like, I think the Warrior deck has definitely been better, and but I feel like this is definitely, I'm not sure which one is better. I definitely think that this is the closest that the two decks have ever been, though, because the past, like Rhoda, Exile Force, Marauding Captain, just was better than anything that old Spellcasters could do. And it's still very good, but I feel like it's definitely like the closest that it's ever gonna get.
Yeah, you could say that you're within striking distance.
Well, I command you to shut up now, because I was supposed to do this already starting last time, because new year, everything new. And as much as I enjoy the moral dilemmas of, okay, I know Jeexx is gonna throw a rock, should I elect to go first or not? I feel like that's boring. So starting from now, we'll have our trusty coin decide whether I pick paper or scissors. So I'm always gonna go with heads is paper and tails is scissors, and I'm gonna trust the judgment of the coin. So we can actually call this a coin toss. So best of luck to you. And the coin starts off strong, all right? I like that, and I do think I would like to go first. So good luck, gamer.
Oh, I think it's over. GG's go next.
All right. Well,
Scoop. Scoop.
Which one
I
was?
I won. You.
Oh, me? Oh.
Yeah. Go next.
I don't like that. I don't want to open, but I actually have a couple options here. I swear if you open something like Marauding Captain, Exile First, 6 Rhodas or some shit.
You'll see.
I do think that we'll start off strong with a simple set, monster, and pass.
Bring it.
We're going back to the roots, you know. Fundy.
I'm gonna
Rhoda.
Standby main. Reinforcement of the army.
Oh,
Search my deck for
the
a warrior.
Art.
Yeah. The worms are.
Exile Force.
I sure wish, but I'm gonna have to tell you something.
Oh.
I don't think Exile Force is that good in this deck.
Ooh.
Which is,
I mean, you have options. You have Marauding Captain, you have DD, Warrior Lady, you have all the Gemini stuff. I'm very interested to see like how heavy you've gone on the Gemini package, if at all.
Oh, you'll be glad. I'm gonna normal summon Marauding Captain, do special summon from my hand, Evocator Chevalier.
Yep.
Which is the Gemini Breaker.
Yeah.
Basically. And then I would like to attack into the face down.
Yeah, and it is a old vindictive magician, and I do
which will
think
you
I
pop?
will pop a chevalier just in case you have
Okay,
some Gemini shenanigans.
And then I would like to. Um. Hmm. Hmm. I would like to mayhaps set one card and activate Burden of the Mighty, and set another one for good measure.
All right, so let's attack times its own level. Cool, cool. Alrighty. Well then, what do we want to do? Well, this is interesting. I think I will set a monster, set a back row, and I will pass my turn. This is interesting, by the way.
I will pop that.
Yeah, it is a magic cylinder.
Okay. Go standby, main. Got a normal summon.
Oh.
Card Trooper.
Ooh.
And I will mill 3.
He is big.
Ooh, that was bad. And he's a big boy now.
Burden, Rhoda, and Didi were like, yeah, probably not stuff that you want to see go to the grave, but yeah, he's now 1900. And
attack using Card Trooper.
Yeah. And would you like to take your 100 points of damage?
100 points.
The one thing big enough to withstand Card Trooper, actually.
That's wild. Well. That certainly is unfortunate. I would like to pass.
Alrighty. It's kind of interesting, actually. Now, this is what makes this so awkward and annoying. That... Actually, wait, no, I'm dumb. Yeah, it doesn't make it awkward or annoying. I forgot that we're not talking about... Yeah, I thought this was a different card. Never mind, Fissure. And obviously Card Trooper. I was gonna say, like, it's annoying because it hits the biggest thing. But never mind, it actually hits the thing that I actually wanted to hit. Obviously, you get a card which is good, but still. I think I'd rather you have a Marauding Captain than Card Trooper. Then we will set another monster and we will pass the turn. This is probably the slowest game we'd had in a while, especially compared to last week.
It's honestly kind of crazy how much slower these games are going. Oh, not to hand. What?
Obviously, not having stuff in the extra deck is one thing. So it is a Apprentice Magician. So it is destroyed by battle. So I can special summon a level 2 or lower Spellcaster monster from my deck in face down defense. And I kind of have two options.
It's another Apprentice Magician. Damn.
It very much could be. I wonder which one makes more sense. I actually think, yeah, I will special summon. I'll do it this way so you can confirm. I'll get Old Vindictive Magician.
Okay. Okay. And then I would simply choose to pass.
Yep. We will draw standby main. Okay, this is kind of interesting, actually. Well, we will
tribute 2 monsters.
Flip summon this.
No! And you will... Oh, you have to pop
this.
I was about to say. And then you pop Royal Magical Library.
Yes. Then we will tribute 2 monsters. And normal summon Endymion the Master Magician.
Thinking me.
This
so
is
he's at 2,000 now.
Yeah, he is 2,000 because of the Burden of the Mighty.
Burden of the Mighty.
And on summon, there is only one target, so I will get this Fissure to my hand. But since there is always the threat of you having a battle trap or something, I actually think I will like to use the effect of Endymion, pitching a spell to target a card in the field and destroy it, and I will actually pop Burden of the Mighty.
Okay. Okay.
And now, if this is Sakuretsu, I get punished for being greedy. Ooh.
Nah, you're fine.
Right, and then I will... yeah, I will set a back row and pass.
I'm thinking Miko.
I love Endymion. He looks so cool. His I did explain to you last time that literally like Endymion is one of like my visually favorite actually characters in all of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, the armor is pretty cool. He's like a better version of a Dark Magician.
Yeah, Dark Magician does not look cool. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'll normal summon Featherizer.
Yep.
And I would like to attack using Featherizer.
That is
2,000 damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that is terrifying, but also the. I think you're
range.
just doing this to get the foolish and draw.
I literally just need to thin my deck out. Right?
Yeah, I think this is fine. Nothing. Okay. No effects here.
It destroys itself. I get to dump a Gemini monster. I will dump Phoenix Gearfried. And
Terrifying.
I will draw one card. And then I will activate Birthright to special summon Gearfried.
Yep.
And then I will attack with Gearfried. And then do Magic Summon.
Unfortunately, no effects here. I will take 100 points of damage. Yeah, God, the fact that it's just 100 bigger is so annoying.
Like, I literally went like, do I need to play Equips or not? And then I checked how big Endymion is. I was like, I don't need to play Equips.
Yeah, it's...
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, this was the anti-spell thing. Yeah.
Yep.
We will fire off a Magical Citadel of Endymion.
Yep.
And then we will activate Fissure. There is obviously only one target.
Okay.
And then I will pass my turn.
Alrighty then, chat room.
I don't like that.
You wanna take a guess what we're gonna be doing today? I am going to normal summon Butterfly.
I can assure you that was not in the like the 10 first things that I would have guessed.
I'm gonna attack this Blazing Butterfly. Pass.
Yep. Now we need to find a way to deal with this thing, or we'll have another Gearfried to deal with.
Fissure. Fuck. Third fissure.
Yeah, let's just say that there are 2 fissures in my grave, so probably.
Wait, probably? What do you mean? Do you not trust in the heart of the cards?
I can trust in the heart of the cards, but unfortunately I might have drawn my card for the turn already.
I'm sorry to hear that. I would like to simply check this.
Right. It is a Royal Magic library.
I will take 500.
If it would like to flip itself up.
If it would like to.
There we go, yeah.
No, yeah, fine.
That's quite balls, because what are we doing if the card is a Old Vindictive?
A Vindictive? Well, don't worry, I had a plan. Don't worry.
I mean, you do have 5 cards in your hands.
I always have a plan.
Fair enough.
I will normal summon a Gemini Summoner and pass.
I don't like that. All right. Raigeki.
Heart of the cards? Raigeki? Ain't no way that deck has Raigeki in it.
Okay, now I'm gonna hold you. That's actually a pretty nutty rip that I just got.
Oh my god, it's happening again. What is it? Is it swords? Is it swords? Swords would be bad.
I will activate
Enemy controller.
Enemy controller.
I knew it. Which one?
I mean, I guess
Doesn't matter.
I was gonna
Doesn't
say
matter.
I don't think it matters. I guess we'll just take the butterfly and then we will crash these
trade
two.
in.
And
And also a counter on this.
Yeah, counter on this. The counter on library wouldn't have mattered because you get tributed for the thing before I can do anything with it. So yeah, and that is it.
You have fallen for my trap, good sir. I will activate Swing of Memories to special summon Blazewing Butterfly. And I'll activate Blazewing Butterfly's Gemini Master effect to declare it normal summon and activate its effect to target. No, not that. Gearfree.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's an interesting play. And now Gearfree has the effect, right?
Yeah, and then I had 2 point. Yeah, it has its effect, and I will attack for 2.8k.
Yeah. I'm gonna blow the target's one feel. You can support. Gotcha.
Yep. And now
I will take the
your
28.
turn.
I get nothing for that, and then a third fissure.
I'm just gonna get another Gemini monster out of the field, and that'll block it.
Yep. Unfortunately, unspell. I mean, you just need a normal summon, which I do think you have, but I got nothing I can play, so let's see if you have the normal summon.
I have Card Trooper.
Yep, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just couldn't find monsters, unfortunately.
That was a little rough.
Yeah, I definitely know a couple things that I do want to do. So let's go side for game 2. Alright, let's try this. I would still like to go first. And good luck. Huh. I mean, I guess that's better. Let's start with a terraforming. And let's... I don't know why... I was gonna say, like... is that fine? As if you're gonna Ash Blossom me.
I'll Ash this real quick.
And I will skip a step. I'll just add Endymion to my hand, and then I'll activate Endymion.
Yeah.
Then I will set, and I will pass.
I just found a super cool clip that I think you should see too. Oh no. Okay. Let me just check something real quick. I'm gonna conduct my mind palace.
Call Google.
Okay. So you have enemy controller, Book of Moon, Magical Dimension, Twister, Magical Magician Circle, and Magic Cylinder. Okay, so those are your options for back row in this case. And of the things that I'm afraid of, you could have Book of Moon, enemy controller. Enemy controller could be bad, but at the same time, enemy controller is only for your turn, or only for this turn, so it's not that horrible. It can kind of fuck me over next turn, but it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna be fine, I think.
All right. After the consultation of the Mind Palace.
Now we're back. Now we're no longer consulting the Mind Palace.
All right.
I will simply normal summon Rotting Captain.
Yep.
To special summon Card Trooper.
That seems pretty good.
And I will mill 3. Big money, no whammies? Oh no. Big whammies.
Soldier, but not mind, yeah, Featherizer. Featherizer going there is kind of sad.
Yeah, that kind of hurts a lot. This is a circumstance that I will have to exist with.
Yep, it is.
I'm gonna attack using Card Trooper.
Yeah, it's 1900 now, and this is a Crystal Seer. So let's melt 2, or I will excavate 2, but I'll just do it like this. So we got Magical Dimension and Endymion. Yeah, I will put Magical Dimension to my hand.
Yeah.
And I will put Endymion to the bottom of my deck.
Okay. And then I will simply...
You didn't want to attack with Marauding
Captain? Oh, yeah, sorry. I'll attack with Marauding Captain too. Because obviously that's not going to be a Magic Cylinder at this point, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I will set one card and pass.
I had to go read, and it's like, wait, does this not get to attack on the turn that something
No, I'm
happens, or?
stupid. I'm stupid. I'm just lacking in IQ right now.
Yeah.
Pattern recognition is hard, guys. Okay.
Mm. Well, we will set a monster. We will set a back row. Could be anything.
Which one did you add? I didn't.
I had a magical dimension.
Okay.
It is the
yeah.
tribute a spellcaster, summon a spellcaster, and destroy a monster on the field.
Yeah, that's the scary one.
And yeah, I will pass on that.
Just as a reminder, unless it says you must control one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, never mind. I think it doesn't work then, because if you only had to tribute a spellcaster monster, you could use it with a face down spellcaster monster. But I'm pretty sure because it says that it has. If you no, wait, is it?
The starting condition is you have to control a spellcaster monster. So as long as I have a spellcaster monster, I can tribute a monster I have, then special summon a spellcaster monster from my hand, and then destroy a monster on the field. So it's like the activation condition is to control a spellcaster monster.
No,
But
I'm
then
specifically wondering if it has to be face up or not.
I would assume
Because
not.
technically, you control a spellcaster monster. Because I don't know that you have one, but you know that you have one. Therefore, this is the thing that I hated about the idea that you contribute face down monsters for costs that require specific monsters to be tributed. Because technically, like if the card doesn't says tribute a face up or control a face up, then technically a face down card is that type of card for you because your opponent doesn't need to know that it is because it doesn't have to be face up. But at the same time, I don't know. The effect targets one face up spellcaster type monster in your monster zone, but they're I don't know. That's super weird. I can't find an answer to that real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it. Well, no, that's the other thing. Actually, wait, can I just see it here?
The OCG rulings state that you have to control a face up, or it targets one face up spellcaster type monster in your monster zone, which would mean that if you control a spellcaster monster, it targets that monster. Because otherwise, the targeting doesn't make sense.
As long as one of the rulings is right for it, then I think like that's fair game. So if that says it has to control a face monster, then that's fine.
Dude, the fucking fifth errata of this card says the first version of this card says face up spellcaster type monster.
Why did they get rid of that?
Why does it? Yeah, exactly. Because now it's like, does that mean that I have to have a face up? Because cards specify that they need to be face up to be tributed for stuff.
That's a weird way to go the other way around and not like, hey, adding that. It's, but I think we can go with the OCG ruling. That's fair game, and I think too, since like it's a quick spell that can't be activated during the damage step, I don't think anyway. So it's like basically like if you attack something that's face down, it gets turned face up, then technically you then know it's a spellcaster, so could you activate them? But since it's a spell play 2, I don't think you can activate during the damage step anyway, so
yeah, I'm not sure.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's fucking whack is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah. I will start my turn.
Yep.
Draw a face stamp of his main face, and then I would like to consult my mind palace again.
Go for it.
Where is your? Well, there's Fisher. That's a problem. There's also Book of Moon again, which is also a problem, but that's a whole thing entirely.
Your mind palace has a lot of information.
Yeah, it has way too much information, even, I must say, because I'm kind of struggling to actually decide what the fuck I want to do here. First off, I'm gonna mill 3.
Yep. That seems logical.
That's the
Oh,
worst
that
fucking
yeah,
shit I
that
could have.
is that's not what you want to hear.
Oh.
Hit zero Gemini hitting birthright there. Another Moraine Captain Card Trooper. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But hey, it's big now.
It's massive. It's so big, in fact, that I would like to attack into it.
I would like
Is
to
it
magic cylinder
magic
this
cylinder?
attack
Okay, okay, okay. I'm gonna
for
say 1,000. Yeah.
1900. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna do it again.
Same thing here.
Okay. And then I would like to
Oh, that's
activate.
1200. You
Oh,
know.
12 inch. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
sorry, sorry. Yeah, my bad, my bad, my bad. I would like to activate nothing in particular. I will just simply set a card and set another card. And
Interesting.
pass. Yes. Yes. Pass.
That is certainly quite interesting that you would do that.
Sad. Profound sadness.
Stand by, main. Well, I would like to start with a flip summon of this Ultimate Active Magician.
Yeah.
And, what will I actually want to pop? This is actually such a strange thing to do.
Technically, if you pop the face down and then attack the card trooper, you can go +2 on display.
Yeah, that is a play that I can make.
Please do.
I mean, I do think that I'm definitely popping the face down. I'm kind of just thinking, what do I want to do after? I mean, we can make things easier because this might change my decision anyway. But yeah, I'm definitely popping the face down. So let's pop that.
Damn, the reverse psychology didn't work.
And then now this is where it gets really awkward, actually. Oh, this is so awkward, actually. God, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. What's your back row is what I'm worried here.
We'll see. We'll see. Don't when we no.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's so awkward regardless. God, I hate this so much. Is it even the right play? That gives you a draw.
We'll see. We'll see.
I don't like this, man. I hate it. I hate it so much. If I do this. Does this achieve anything, actually? I don't like the play patterns, man. I think we'll go battle phase. And this was only for warriors, yeah.
Yeah.
If this is Sakuretsu, it's gonna be so fucking bad. I'll swing into Card Trooper.
Aha! It is nothing.
Okay. Well, you get the draw. You take 50 points of damage. And then we'll set a monster. And then I'll pass.
I will activate. I missed T on this.
Alright. Do I want to...
Counter on Endymion.
I mean, I'll definitely chain this. I don't think anything that I do here matters. I guess we'll put fucking
Boom.
captain to...
you could have done that.
defense.
You could have done a big play.
Yeah, we definitely could have. But yeah.
You could have gone for Card Trooper using Old Vindictive as material and milled 3, huh?
I like that was what I
Yeah,
was
you
thinking for so long. Is like, do I want to get the mills? But then it's like you get the card trooper back, and you can definitely do more in your deck with the mills than I can.
Yeah. Let me see something real quick.
Yeah, all good.
I legitimately need to do this, I think. Wait. Wait, I need to
Yeah,
double check.
Gemini's here. Audacious Soldier. Two card troopers and 2 featherizers gone, which is pretty big. But it's like, I'm starting to think, do I have big enough payoffs in my deck to actually make something do something with that?
I am going to activate Swing Memories. And another counter on Endymion to
Yep.
special summon Gemini Soldier in attack.
Yeah, that seems pretty good.
And then I would
Good,
like...
the deck summon is so good. Normal summon Gemini?
No.
Oh.
Not right now.
Interesting.
I would like to activate Supervise on Gemini Soldier.
What was this? It becomes an effect.
This makes it.
Oh, yeah, if it's on demand, check with normal. Yep, seems pretty good.
I would like to go into combat. Why is this thing lagging right now?
Yeah,
I would
no,
like to attack Old Vindictive.
Yeah, Old Vindictive. Oh, yeah, and another counter on Endymion.
Yeah.
Old Vindictive is gone, and I'm taking 50.
You're taking 50, and then I get to special summon a Gemini monster from my deck. Level 4 or lower.
Yep. And then you're normal summoning that thing.
Am I doing that? Am I? Maybe I'm not. Maybe
you're summoning another thing from your hand and then going for a Link 4.
I will summon. I mean, that's a big guy. This guy's a big guy. He can do a lot of things. You know? He can do a lot of stuff.
Can he?
And I really believe that would probably be the best option to go for.
At least it's a Gemini monster. You can't get Gemini Summoner with that. That would be scary.
No, not that one. Not that one. No, not this one. I'm gonna put it back on the bottom of my deck. Spell summon this guy. There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
And then I attack into the Royal Magical Library using my Blazewing Butterfly.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now we check that it's a Royal Magical Library, which means that we're winning. Okay. This is a
but
win.
You're
right
paying
now.
500 life points for the knowledge.
I'm paying 500 life points for knowledge.
And now, if we see Gearfried hit the grave, then that is when things get really terrifying.
Yes, when we see Gearfried hit the grave, that will be when it is terrifying. So anyway, I will try like tribute Blazewing Butterfly Marauding Captain to normal summon Gearfried.
Yep.
And then I will set 1 card and pass.
Right, now all we need to do is find a way to deal with this Gearfried. And
I mean, you have Endymion, so you know it's big.
I mean, you know, there is an equip that you have for a single negate, which is the terrifying thing here.
No, I don't. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, I have the deter because it's this one's not yet an effect mod. All right, so you know I've done it before. I will things into existence. At this point, you know the card that is in my hand is Magical Dimension. There's a monster on my field that is a Spellcaster. So this means that by the off chance that I happen to draw Endymion on this draw, out of the 2 Endymions that I have in my deck, I can activate Magical Dimension, attributing a Royal Magical Library, summoning Endymion off that, and getting rid of Gearfried, and then having an absolutely massive beatstick on my field. Now, obviously, I still need to find a way to get rid of Gemini Soldier, but that would still...
Now, you have means of getting rid of Gemini
After that,
Soldier.
if I get something in my hand, then I can deal with that. So, you know, there is ways to deal with it. But then the problem becomes, all right, Gearfried is now coming back. With all that being said, though, I would like to draw Endymion. I'm so fucking good at video games, actually.
You can also do that in your draw phase, by the way.
If
you want to be super fucking cool, you can activate it in your draw phase.
Yeah, but I mean,
gamer move.
I would be cool by doing that, but at the same time, if I do that, I don't get the extra draw that I do otherwise. So we're going main one. We'll remove fake counters from this thing because we can activate the stuff that needs removing spell counters to activate Royal Magic Library, and we will draw 1 card. Then what we will do is we will activate Magical Dimension.
Yeah.
And we will we have a Spellcaster monster that we will then target, and then we will now we have a target at that. We will now attribute it. Then I don't remember if there was like bottomless or something like that. If there's anything like that, then this is funny because nothing matters at that point. And with that, we will special summon Endymion.
Yep.
Is the summon fine?
Mm-hmm.
And wait, actually, I might be bigger brain actually if I think about things.
Gemini Soldier only gets battle protection.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because if I pop Gemini Soldier now, that means Supervised procs also now, since it's sent to the grave. You're targeting a normal monster then, which gives you...
Is Gemini Soldier?
Oh yeah, it's at the same time.
Yeah. That's also something that I was checking. I could also get a Blazing Butterfly if I want, but it may be either of them.
Does this... Oh yeah, I'm also getting a spell back. Does this matter? Wait, it definitely matters.
You can get...
Because I can then beat
enemy controller.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely taking this in my hand. But,
yeah.
I mean, I still have to resolve the pop first. But now I'm thinking... what do I pop here? Because I can beat over Gearfried with this thing. If I pop that, you get Gemini Soldier or the other thing back. Then I beat over one of them. The other thing then fucks me over. Except I have pop with that too, but I don't know what your back row is. Yeah, I think the pop of Dimension has to be on Gemini Soldier actually. So we're doing that. And then
Supervised procs. I am getting back Blazewing Butterfly in attack position.
Alrighty. Then now this is where it gets interesting. I have because I don't know what your back row is, which is these scare parts here. Give rid is currently not. So I can. I mean, I still think this is probably the right thing to do. Is it? I pitch this thing, I pop a Gearfried. I mean, I basically trying to think, is there a situation where, assuming that one of those is a battle trap, I don't lose? But the problem is also, we've seen one Birthright, but if there's another Birthright, then that is also going to be real bad. Man. Alright, I'm popping something, but what am I popping? Am I blindly popping one of the back row and...
You have to get rid of Gearfried, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Like,
definitely getting rid of
there's
gear feed. It's basically like the situation of which way am I getting rid of it. I mean, this technically doesn't matter. If I do, let's say I use econ, put gear free to defense, then I can beat over that, but then I'm risking, yeah, okay. Because if it's a battle trap, then that's even worse, because then I just lose. Yeah, I think, no matter what, actually, I think we'll have to do this. So we'll pitch, we'll declare a Endymion effect, and we'll pitch for it the econ that I just got, and I will pop gear free with the effect.
okay.
And then that means that I think I definitely just have to, yeah, I'll attack into butterfly.
Just a break. When your opponent declares an attack on your normal monster, destroy all monsters on the field except attack position normal monsters.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing I can do about that. Yeah. I mean, if it was a battle trap, I always just lose.
Yeah.
Oh
It's just
yeah. I want to set this card.
Okay. I'm gonna activate Birthright.
Yeah, and that was the other. Yeah, I mean, I was never beating that.
Yeah.
I'm quickly realizing now that it's just like the resource loop that your deck has is just so much better than this.
Yeah, because I can reuse everything.
Yeah.
Like, yours is one and done, basically.
the
Endymion being the only thing that feels your shit. Like, if Magician of Faith was in this, maybe it would be better.
Yeah,
But
that's the
even
problem,
so-
because, like, I was thinking, like, okay, this one has, like, some explosive stuff. This deck has some explosive stuff, and your deck has, like, more consistency, but your shit is so slow because of the two summons needed for the Geminis, but you have stuff that activates stuff anyway. And then on top of that, there's the fact that I just run out of resources, which is a big problem.
Attacking with Gearfried?
Yeah, did Birthright? Yeah, Birthright didn't activate there. Fucks, yeah, I'm taking 2800.
Yep, and then I would like to attack again.
15 on that.
Yep, and then I would like to consult something. I will summon. Nothing, I think. Doesn't matter? No, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna declare Blazewing Butterfly and resummon it.
Alright.
Pass.
Yep. Doesn't matter. I don't think it does, unfortunately. I mean, I'm dead to a. I mean, even with that, I'm still dead on board if I don't do this, so. We need to do this, so we're gonna normal summon Skilled Dark Magician.
Yes.
But I decided it because I felt like I needed some beaters, and well, to get rid of Butterfly.
Okay.
400 damage, probably unfortunate, not gonna end up mattering, and then we will pass.
I will normal summon Exiled Force.
Yep.
And then I will activate the effect of Exiled Force.
Yep.
To kill.
Skilled Dark Magician is gone. And I have to fire off Book of Moon here.
Okay. To face down defense. And that doesn't pop because it doesn't leave the field. And oh wait, no, I can turn this face up. I can flip this to attack. Because no, I can't because it attacked this turn, right?
Yeah, since you declared the attack still, so it's
No.
but it's still 22 defense, so unfortunately there's nothing here. And I was gonna say I quickly realized also with that the fun thing that the out that I have now is Fissure is unfortunately on the face of monsters.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that would even work. But obviously if I don't do that, I just die.
I will declare Gearfried to activate its effect.
Yeah.
And then like to attack with Gearfried.
Yeah, I got another Book of Moon.
I get to special summon a Gemini monster. I special summon Blazewing Butterfly.
Yep.
And then it goes. Then you get to decide.
Yeah,
Actually, no, you can't. You can.
Yeah, and I'm definitely I would have to do it for Gearfried anyway. This is how I at least have a turn, and now when a Gearfried gets flip fade up, it doesn't have its effect anymore. But unfortunately, I don't think there's anything in my deck that does anything here.
Fissure.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually so fucking funny. So I got Breaker.
Yeah.
That's...
does it even work here?
I was gonna say, because since I have to set it, I can remove this from Endymion to... well, I mean, I will attack first, so I get more damage. So this is 400 damage. I get rid of that. Then I can remove one counter from Endymion to pop this thing. But unfortunately, because Gearfried has been set, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't leave the field. I don't think, right? Because that's how it works with equips, right?
Equips get destroyed when you set them.
Yeah, but like, for example, like if you've summoned a monster with Premature Burial and you Book of Moon the target of the
It is no longer affected by the effect of Call the Hunted. So if Call the Hunted later leaves the field, the monster is not destroyed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's the problem. But yeah,
that's fine.
I just flip it up and I just lose. What would I have drawn next? Next would have been Econ. So I just basically. Well, that would have been then 2 of those. Well, then this doesn't do it anymore. I was gonna say, like, is there a world where I can like actually like on the draw get enough like econs and Book of Moons? You somehow brick on monsters. Well, yeah, there we go. And then I get to another Endymion. That's so funny. That's another Book of Moon. But yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll be real. I did not expect this to be as much of a mismatch as it was. Like I said at the start, I'm not like I wasn't like sure like which was better. I think like I thought they were like decently close because like this deck has a decent amount of like punching power, but like I forgot that we are playing now like with a lot of like older cards, and resources are a big thing. And even though your shit is... Oh yeah, it was the third last card of my deck as well. Also, I didn't draw a single Sword of Revealing Light in either of these games, even though I was running 3, which is unfortunate.
Something that I was actually kind of confused about, because it felt like if you had drawn any Swords of Revealing Light in this last 3 turns, the game would have gone much longer. I don't think it would have like lasted that much longer because of stuff like Rhoda giving me access to everything in my deck, but
yeah,
it would have been long enough where I might actually still have lost.
Yeah, Swords,
and that's kind of scary.
I feel like Swords in this matchup is definitely like one of the more important cards, and just never seeing that was pretty unfortunate. Also,
yeah,
I actually like, initially I was just like, oh, Summoner Monk, obviously I'm putting 3 in. But then later on I like thought about it, and I'm like, okay, first of all, discarding a spell actually kind of a hefty cost, and second of all, what do I get of it that actually does anything? The only real thing that I would want is either a Skilled Dark Magician to get access to a beat stick, or a Royal Magic Library to give myself a what's his face? A wall that I can then draw with if I have spell counters going on. Because like Breaker only gets the spell counter on summon, so if I don't have Endymion, I can't even pop anything with Breaker when I get it off the Summoner Monk.
A big problem with Summoner Monk also is the fact that it loses to all of my beaters.
Yeah, it's 1600 is not good enough.
Like if it was 1700, I would even be like, is that... Or actually, no, it doesn't lose to all of them. It doesn't lose to Future Samurai, DD Warrior Lady, or Gemini Summoner.
Card Trooper and Chevalier are the relevant ones, which is why like the 2000 breakpoint of Royal Magic Library is actually so good here. But yeah, and the icing on the cake is just like the fact that Gearfried is 100 points more than Endymion is just, or like no, yeah, Endymion is just the icing on the cake. Okay, it's It's still hard because you have like stuff like DD Warrior Lady and Exile Force can get rid of it. And like my ways of dealing with it are basically, okay, set it and then do something with it, hopefully, or hit it with Fissure or Ultimate Dictum.
I think if somehow, or if they made it so that Endymion fetches more spells, like on attack, for example, or when it destroys a monster by combat, or
Yeah,
if a
then it
monster
would
gets
be
destroyed.
an insanely good resource load.
Yeah.
But this different,
Like
like
then,
it always felt like, okay, I don't really have good payoffs apart from him, and even him, like it's basically when I get to use him, it's okay. I am now completely out of resources, and I am playing on the draw against a deck that has slow
Farms.
resource generation, but it's very consistent, and like
if you
it's
think
just
about it,
happens all the time.
the gap between me having like Birthright, even supervised to a degree, and Card Trooper, like Card Trooper, Birthright, Swing of Memory, Silent Doom, in this fucking deck, like
Yeah,
these 5 cards just feel like, oh damn, this was meant to be played together. Like if I get Card Trooper on turn 1, I just get to generate resources every turn. Like sure, this game was a little rough. I got kind of shit on in the like first 2 turns. I lost multiple Card Troopers, multiple Featherizers. I lost Bird of the Mighty, but I still thinned out my deck enough to the point where I did get to hit important cards. I hit a Gemini Soldier, I hit a Justy Break, I hit an Exile Force, and so on and so forth. And I think it worked out really well, purely
yeah.
because of the fact that Card Trooper is such a carry.
A Card Trooper replacing itself is it's so good.
It's really good. And also, like, the fact that honestly, I've never thought about it, but Gemini monsters being normal monsters in the graveyard is fucking insane for this.
Yeah,
Like,
for this
it
it's actually
wasn't.
good because like you can just print a really good card if it supports normal monsters, because it is like just that. It's okay. It's so slow normally. Oh, sorry, Gemini monsters, and then you have like just some normal monster support because like they're normal monsters. They're so bad anyway.
Yeah. The only problem would be that if they were in your hand, they wouldn't do anything if you were like running give all normal monsters in your hand like -1 level or some shit. But that's not realistic. Those cards don't exist anymore. But the normal monster support that we do have right now is strong enough to even like carry the entire Gemini core.
Yeah,
Like my original game plan was 3 Card Troopers, 3 Gearfried, 3 Swing Memories, 3 Silent Dooms, 3 Birthright, and 3 of the Soul Resurrection, and that was it. I had no
yeah.
other plans.
It's just
Just
like
mill Gearfried and summon it over and over and over again.
yeah. I mean that's a lot bad. Yeah, it's I don't know. I just really ran out of resources.
Yeah,
I wish
there's
I
no
had Pot of
gas in
Greed.
this deck. Wish if you had Pot of Greed, even if you had like Upstart Goblin, like that would already be like
Yeah,
the fact that you have a deck that relies solely around playing spell cards, but the spell cards that you have don't like they're not cantrips. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have cantrips other than like Upstart Goblin.
yeah.
It just feels weird.
That's also why I
Like,
want, because like when like it's like I initially had Summoner Monk here, but then I thought about it. I'm like, I mean, even without him, like I end up running out of resources. But the special, like, imagine I had played Summoner Monk, I would have just my hand would have been empty in 2 turns. That's why like the card that I instead put in was Crystal Seer, because like okay, this at least thins out my or like filters my deck a little bit and replaces itself in most scenarios. So, but yeah, I guess spellcasters are forever doomed to lose to the mighty that is reinforcements of the army and then whatever else there is for warriors.
I can't wait for the Spellcaster Rhoda to come out, guys. It's gonna be so great. And then they realized that printing a generic searcher for level 4 or lower monsters of a specific type is bad.
Yeah.
Working on
At
it.
this
Good
point,
work.
if they're gonna do that, it's gonna be like add a level 4 or lower illusion monster to your hand. Spellcasters are the past. Now we're talking about illusions. But yeah,
Sadness.
it is what it is. But with all that being said, though, hopefully you enjoyed the episode regardless. Next time, I think we're diving into Stardust Overdrive, and if I remember correctly, there shouldn't be a turbo pack or anything to worry about with that. Let me make sure. So yeah, Stardust Overdrive next time, and nothing else to go along with it. So we're just gonna be dealing with the vanilla set. So that'll be interesting. There is level leader at least as a menace, and I think we talked about like quick draw synchron as well. So we have definitely some ways to facilitate a lot of synchro play. So that'll be interesting for sure. But that'll be next week's thing. But yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed the ass beating that was this episode. We'll get back on track next time, but I mean,
I just found out that Stardust Overdrive has Gemini support.
Oh, it's time.
Like a lot, yeah. Really good Gemini support too at that. So
I
it's
mean,
kind of a bummer.
Interesting. But yeah, I will tune in next time to see if Jeexx actually plays Gemini 2 episodes in a row.
I don't think I can play Gemini 2 episodes in a row because this doesn't have any of the other support.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if that was the archetype, but I mean, I guess like technically the cards that have Gemini in their name, okay, I get that, but it's like it's Gemini. What was it? Gemini Soldier and Gemini Summoner. It's Gemini Soldier, Gemini Summoner. That's probably not gonna make a good deck for you. But
somehow I doubt it.
Yeah. Also, I just realized I can't believe I called the Endymion draw. I got the anime moment, but I didn't win.
That's the difference between a warrior deck and a spellcaster deck. We get shit done.
I got the anime protagonist moment. My theme song was playing in the background. I heard it approaching, and then we snap back to reality and we realize, how the fuck did Yugi ever win any games with his deck?
It's impossible. It's legitimately impossible.
I'm sorry hate to break it to you kids, but there are no protagonists in this world.
No.
The anime power
I'm the protagonist.
The anime power up, it's not real. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to find out this way. But make sure to tune in next time so the coin can settle another game. Hopefully the coin loses next time and then I win, so then we'll have some theories going on about that. We can do that. But yeah, I'm starting to get hungry. I need to make food, so let's get out of here. Thank you for watching the episode, and we'll catch y'all hopefully next time. Peace.